Hi, this is Bob Iaccino talking crude oil futures in the energy space from the CME Group trading floor in Chicago. Crude up over 2.3% on the highs today, just falling short on the WTI contract of $64, hitting a high of $63.98. This is the largest move in crude oil in either direction since March 9th. It is an up move, and March 9th was also an up move. The seasonality continues to dominate and continues to play right along with what crude oil is currently doing. Again, crude oil just fell just short of the $64 level on the high, finishing around $63.50. 63.52-ish. It went back and forth in toward the close. So a couple of factors in crude oil today. The dollar was stronger, but it didn't seem to keep a cap on crude oil the way it pushed the other commodities lower. We had Mohammed Barkindo, who is the Secretary General of OPEC, actually kind of put out a target for what OPEC needs to do in order to go back to full production. So they're talking about the production cut. He said they'd made significant strides, but they had much more work to do because while the glut has been reduced, we are still well above the 5-year average. So he kind of pointed to the 5-year average of crude oil inventories being the target. And as of right now, we're still 50 million barrels above that 5-year target. So kind of gave the market an indication that the production cut will continue. And now Azerbaijan is talking about joining OPEC, so that would be one more oil producing nation that would be going along with any sort of advancement or extension of the production cut. And again, this is on top of Venezuela's staggering fall in crude oil production. Venezuela, of course, is an OPEC member. So compliance to the OPEC production cuts is at very high levels, and Barkindo's comments possibly extending it just based on the target that he put out there of that 5-year average. And then on top of that, Saudi Arabia's crown prince, Mohammed bin Salman, actually talked very aggressively in terms of the relationship between Saudi Arabia and Iran and the tensions that are there. Now, any sort of tension in the Middle East, especially if it goes toward the military side, which his comments did, are always going to spike crude oil, maybe temporarily, but they will put a spike toward crude oil. The Crown Prince actually said that there are big flaws in the Iran nuclear deal with the U.S., and if Iran did develop a nuclear weapon, Saudi Arabia would not be far behind in trying to either develop or purchase nuclear weapons. And of course, a meeting this week with the Crown Prince and Donald Trump certainly doesn't give anybody any sort of a soft pillow to sleep on in terms of warlike tensions kind of spiking between Iran and Saudi Arabia. We are seeing the VIX back above 18. Don't know if this particular set of comments has anything to do with that, but the spike in crude oil certainly is due in part to the aggressive nature of those comments and the tensions between Saudi Arabia and Iran. This is Bob Iaccino talking about a strong crude oil bid from the CME Group trading floor in Chicago.